Hello, good day everyone. I hope you're all doing okay today. Before we start, let me ask you, have you ever heard the word media literacy and digital or cyber literacy? If not, let me allow to introduce to you and discuss it one by one. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Julian Grace Salo, and together with me is Miss Donna Jean Gomez and Mr. Ricardo Francisco. To start, let's count at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, to start, of all the 21st century literacies presented in this book, none of them embodies the newness of these literacies like those needed to make sense of the large information brought to us by the internet. It means that in this new generation, internet evolved us on how we collect and gather information on different platforms. It evolved us on how we consume informations and understand those informations brought by the websites, web forums, and especially social medias. It enhanced and developed each and every one critical thinking skills. That's why there's a media literacy. What do you mean by media literacy? Well, media literacy is the ability to access, analyze, evaluate, and communicate messages in a wide variety of forms, create messages across a variety of contexts, and also it is a process of critically analyzing and learning to evaluate one's own messages. By those definitions of media literacy, can you consider yourself as a media literate? Being media literate is essential in today's digital age as it empowers individuals to navigate complex media landscapes, think critically, and make informed decisions about the media content they consume and created. Do you know what are the types of media? Some of them are newspapers, televisions, magazines, radio, books, flyers, and handouts, and many more. Different type of media may vary, but what they have in common is they were all created by someone and that someone has a reason for creating them. But we must be careful in every information we've consumed on internet or any messages we have gained because there are some information that are fake and that's what we call fake news. So we need to think carefully and critically. There are 5 essential concepts that are necessary for any analysis of media messages. First, media messages are constructed. Media messages are carefully crafted and constructed by individual or group and with specific purpose or intention. It helps us to develop and enhance our critical thinking skills and learn to evaluate the information we consume more effectively. Second, media messages are produced within economic, social, political, historical, and aesthetic context. This means that the creation of media messages is influenced by factors such as financial interest, societal norms, political agendas, historical events, and artistic consideration. Understanding this context is crucial for interpreting the purpose, meaning, and impact of media messages. For instance, a news article may be shaped by the economic interests of its publisher, the social values of its audience, the political climate, the historical background of the events reported, and the aesthetic choices made in the presentation. Third, The interpretative meaning-making processes involved in message reception consist of an interaction between the reader, the text, and the culture. This means that the interpretation of media messages is not solely determined by the text itself, but also by the reader's background, experiences, and cultural context. The reader's interpretation is influenced by the social, economic, political, historical, and aesthetic context in which the message is produced and received. Fourth, media has unique languages, characteristics which typify various forms, genres, and symbol system of communication. This means that different media forms such as print, television, or the internet have their own distinct set of codes, conventions, and techniques of communicating messages. This includes visual, audio, written elements, as well as specific styles and genres, which are used to create and convey meaning to the audience. Lastly, media representations play a role in people's understanding of social reality by portraying different social groups in various ways and influencing the different audiences interpret these representations. Now we have what media literacy is not. Criticizing the media is not, in and of itself, media literacy. However, being media literate sometimes requires that one indeed criticize what one sees and hears. Means that simply criticizing the media is not enough to be considered media literate. Second, merely producing media is not media literacy, although part of being media literate is the ability to produce media. This statement highlights the distinction between the two concepts, emphasizing that media literacy is not solely about creating media content, but also about critically analyzing and evaluating media messages, understanding the context in which they are produced, and developing critical thinking skills to navigate the complex media landscapes. Next, teaching with media, videos, presentations does not equal media literacy. An education in media literacy must also include teaching about media. This means that using media as a teaching tool is not enough to develop media literacy skills. Instead, media literacy education should include teaching about the various forms of media, their characteristics, and how they are constructed. And now we have the challenges to media literacy education. One glaring challenge to teaching media literacy is how do we teach it? Second, how to measure media literacy and evaluate the success of media literacy initiatives. And lastly, is media literacy best understood as the means of inoculating children against the potential harms of the media or as a means of enhancing their appreciation of literary merits of media?